Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Gourmet Packers all-time leading rusher, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access NFL Draft Live coverage. Not too excited to be here with everybody. I know we're going to have a huge crowd tonight. We're over at Lambeau all day long, had a great time, eating great food, eating way too much food, and got to meet so many more people that we've kind of connected with over the interwebs. Really cool to put faces with names now. But joined alongside Tim here, live in the studio, and we've got Jacob joining us here as well. Emilio is actually at Lambeau right now, so he may be hopping on from Lambeau from time to time.
We got boots on the ground. I love it.
It's gonna be awesome, man. Jacob, how you doing, big dog?
I'm good. I am finally came to grips with the fact that we actually drafted. We drafted a wide receiver. We knew who he was. Got him in the first round. Broke a drought since 2002. So it's pretty good. Got to tell you.
What an epic moment for Mark Murphy, man. Just watching that again just gave me chills this morning, seeing that playback.
Yeah,
it was incredible.
It was great, man, for sure. So what we're going to do is kind of was that actually you, Clayton? What does Donovan Schilling talk about? What are you talking about, Donovan?
Uh-oh.
Sir, what do you mean actually me? I didn't steal anything. What the heck's going on out here?
He must have saw you at the draft.
Oh, okay, may have. All right, cool. Yeah, we were over there for a while.
Yep.
Again, we had to make it back to the Uber stop in the piss pouring rain, but we made it happen. And now, of course, everything's moved out. It looks like
I was just gonna say it stopped raining as soon as you got in the Uber, probably.
Yeah, it's muddy again. Here we are. So what we're gonna do is reset the board. Donovan Schilling said, "Were you at Pat's show?" Talking about Pat McAfee. We were actually having lunch right above his show at the 1919 Kitchen and Tap. So we were right over top of his booth, which was really, really cool. And obviously a nice shot of the draft stage as well. So, yeah.
He was out there signing autographs in the rain. What a guy, man.
Yeah, he was. Everybody likes the dog, Pat McAfee, and this and that. He was out there in the pouring rain signing autographs for fans before he, I don't know if it's a commercial break for his show, if they were even live or not, but I didn't see anybody else out there signing autographs in the rain.
That's
pretty
the
cool.
truth.
So, definitely cheers to him. I see you got some chats marked here, Jacob. You want to go ahead and hit those real quick, man?
Sure. One of them, we got to start off things on kind of a sad note. Johnny B says, "My condolences to Derek Harmon and his family after the loss of his mother last night."
I had no idea.
Man, it's sad.
That's obviously a roller coaster of emotion there for that family. But
that's horrible.
That's rough. Clint Armchair Quarterback says, "Do you guys have a fun hangover yet?"
No, I've got food hangover, Clint. That's what I got, man.
Hangover.
I was telling everybody, I've been trying to clean it up a little bit, man. You get old like me, you got to start getting that diet under control. And I came up here, and I knew I was going to splurge, Jacob. I knew I was going to eat good food. That was the plan when we got here. Boy, I woke up this morning, and it reminded me of the hangover days where you wake up and go, I need to remember what this feels like so I don't drink it tonight, right? That's how I'm not having any notes. What did I do right before we went live? I slammed a cannoli. So here we are. But yeah, we no hangovers here, Tim. You're not hungover.
No, not. We're halfway through though. Night's still young. We'll see.
We'll see what happens. There's some daddy soda.
So Turtle says, "Man, I hope we double up and somehow get Jaden Higgins." I'm telling you guys,
man, you feel that way.
That's Tim Burner right there.
That's so guy right there.
I wonder what you were typing over there, Tim. There it is. No, hey, listen, I think it's highly unlikely, and as excited as we were for Matthew Golden and to see the crowd's reaction was epic. It's also kind of bittersweet looking at him going, dang, probably not going to get Jaden Higgins now, right? Yep. But you never know, man. Jacob did a 2 wide receiver mock, so if Jacob could do it, who knows? Maybe Gooey's thinking about it, right?
Exactly.
You never know. I wouldn't bet on it, but there is a chance.
Absolutely. You guys, if you would hit that like button on the way in, we appreciate y'all making us part of your night 2 festivities. We're expecting a big crowd. And your last night, you blew us away. What did we end up having, Jacob? What was the total? Was it 6,000?
We cracked 6,000, yeah.
Yeah, 6,000 views last night. So, and plenty more views after that. But that's just how many people were were watching live at one time. So really, really cool to see everybody in here and having a good time. I see Drew D in the house now. So yeah, it's going to be a good night for sure. Matt LaFleur made a comment earlier today. I wanted to play this, and we'll probably have to throw a screen grab up, Tim.
Oh yeah.
If you don't care, we got that Clay Matthews one that I'm loving right now. So let's hit that one if you don't care. And this was Matt LaFleur on ESPN, actually on the Pat McAfee show. I want you to listen to this little dig he took at Ben Johnson. Remember when Ben Johnson was taking shots at Matt LaFleur earlier in the offseason? Listen to Coach LaFleur fire back right here. I thought this was cool.
Yeah, we got a great division. You can't discredit what the teams have done, and I think Chicago's done a nice job of adding to their roster. And you get a good football coach, as he said himself, in Ben Johnson.
Whoa!
So, but no, I do respect Ben. You can't. He's one of the best play callers in the game.
I like shit talking there. I like that rivalry still existed.
Yeah, we got.
I thought that was awesome.
Get ready to go.
This rivalry, Jacob, it's about that whole another level, man. I'm telling you, I can't wait. And now there's no more excuses for Caleb Williams, right? Like they went and got your offensive line for you. Last year it was, you wait till he's got receivers. They went and got 2 number 1 wide receivers, and he fell flat on his face, right? Now he's just taking a lot of sacks. We took a lot of sacks at USC. If everywhere you go you're taking sacks, I'm sorry, it's probably as much you as it is the offensive line. So they got a good coach, right? Supposedly, in Ben Johnson. No more excuses for Caleb Williams, Bears fans. If he don't go out there and get them to the playoffs this year, I don't want to hear a damn word about it, because I'm telling you, they've got him 2 number 1 wide receivers. They just spent a ton of money on the offensive line. They just went and got the most coveted head coaching candidate that was available this year. Jacob, it's put up or shut up for the Bears, bro.
Playoffs?
And they also just added him another weapon with Colson Loveland. He's got a security safety blanket there as well. He really doesn't have any excuse there. And if you're a Bears fan right now, I completely acknowledge that you have a reason to be excited, to maybe have a little hope. But just remember, every single year, that hope eventually turns into a deep and dark despair that we'll never escape from.
And I
but have a good day. It's going to be fun.
Have a great time. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on the Bears, obviously. I kind of get frustrated when I listen to podcasts. It's supposed to talk about the Packers, and they're talking about the Bears or the Vikings or the Lions. But, Tim, I think this rivalry is going to be good, man. Again, there's a lot more at stake now. Everybody's talking that trash. I love it.
I've been a big believer for many years that the NFL is better when the NFC North is competitive. And we saw that last year on display, with the exception of the Bears, of course. But I think, like to Jacob's point, they made enough moves. And, everything on paper makes sense, right? So now you got to go out and play ball and do it between the lines instead of on the notepad and on the stat sheet.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Jacob, what's on the forefront of your mind, man, as we get night 2 kicked off here? I'm going to get the draft board up and kind of give everybody, we'll reset the board, show everybody what we got in terms of best available according to the PTA big board. But what's on your mind, man? What do you want to see tonight, or maybe what are you expecting? You still got Shedeur Sanders out there, right? He's dropped. Will Johnson with the injuries drop. Mike Green's there with the personal issues, or the character issues, I should say. What do you think?
It's just going to be really interesting to see the beginning of this second round, because like we were just referencing, the Bears seemingly in a little bit they're constantly in a rebound, right? But they've got 2 picks right away in the beginning, the 7th and 9th pick of the second round. The Browns, a team that are absolutely in a rebuild mode, they are picking 1st overall and then 4th overall in the second round. We got to contend with a few teams in front of us that could be looking for similar type of talent. We pick at 22nd overall, 54th overall in the draft. We got Tampa Bay right before us, Seattle, Denver again, and Seattle before that. So I'm just trying to map out certain teams and their needs, try to see where that comparts with what our needs are. And then most importantly, we just got to figure out where and when are we going to draft Torrey Horton? Is it going to be in the 3rd? That's fine. We just got to make sure we do it. I mean, but all seriousness, I want to figure out, I think we got to figure out a corner and quick. It's kind of shocking the way the cornerbacks fell or slid in the first round, especially a guy like we're looking right now on that board. Mr. Will Johnson, the cornerback out of Michigan, is clearly the best player available on most people's boards, but definitely on ours. Have him quite a bit higher than even Shedeur Sanders. Mike Green has also fell. As you can see, he's got that little purple box there. That means he's got a little off the field issues. Don't we all? Savon Ravel, he had a little bit of some injury stuff packaged with the fact that he's with a smaller school, so he's probably hurt his stock a little bit. And then we get into the territory of where I'm really excited, which was basically that 20 to 50 slot of guys. It's just a hodgepodge of absolute talent. You can basically throw a dart on that kind of board, and it'd be hard to hit a player that I don't like and wouldn't want on this team. What are your thoughts? Drew D just popped this up. He goes, how about Darius Alexander? I don't mind the age as much in the second round. I haven't heard a lot of people talking about him, but he graded out real well. Real big guy. I wouldn't mind taking a flyer on him. I do want to see us maybe try to somehow snag TJ Smith. If we get TJ Smith in the second round, I would be over the moon.
Darius Alexander is tier 7 on our horizontal. But he is probably, according to our board, probably the third best D lineman right now left. And I think Drew D's point is extremely accurate. You know, we joke about the age, right? The whole Goody DiCaprio factor or whatever, as we saw him draft a 21-year-old last night, right? Darius Alexander is a little bit older. I think he's going to be 25 this year or something. And in the second round, I don't think that's a huge deal. I think the huge deal is we don't have Darius Alexander as high up on our board as a few other candidates. But I do think second or third round, if you're going to add some depth, you know, or start building around the, you know, what we all know will be a departure of Kenny Clark at some point on this defensive line, we got to start getting pieces in play right now and solidify the trenches. That's just my personal opinion. So I agree. I think Alexander post second round would I'd feel fine with that and not be overly concerned about the age factor.
So I already know Tim's answer, but I would have to imagine if you got favorites for best available, you're going Higgins. I honestly am really intrigued by Mason Taylor as well. I mean, that's just another one that keeps popping up where it's like, it's hard to not like that guy. But then I thought was really interesting too is how many interior offensive linemen went yesterday. You know what I mean? And we nailed it too. The top 3 being Tyler Booker went a lot quicker, I think, than anybody thought. I believe he went 12th overall to the Cowboys. Gray Zabel, that was slotted in, basically cement pick for the Seattle Seahawks there. And then the surprise for me, at least, was Donovan Jackson, the interior offensive lineman that went to the Vikings from Ohio State. Was there any pick that you think is the most shocking or maybe the most that you criticize the most, Tim, that pops off the top of your brain?
I think, just thinking off the top of my head, I think looks like Jacksonville kind of, you seem like they overextended themselves or overbought, overpaid in that trade.
They put up a lot of money and draft compensation, that's for sure.
All right, this is going to be hard to see, but Emilio just sent this over. Hopefully, can get it to work. It's going to be blurry. There's nothing I can do about it because I think it was recorded on an iPhone, then downloaded to a Samsung. But on TV just a second ago, I'm just going to kind of fast forward. You'll notice a bouncing orange sombrero in the back on NFL Network. That's Emilio back there. Let me see if we can get it to work without getting hit with a copyright here, hopefully. You'll notice it jumping up and down here in a second. It's right in between the purple suit and the there, right there.
There it is.
Emilio out there. I love it. Here, I thought I didn't know where he was at. I guess he's still over. I thought I showed up. I was like, where the hell's Emilio? So evidently he's over there on the live broadcast right now. We got to be careful. Like I said, I would hopefully get a clearer image of it from someone later. But
Prince says it was recorded on a potato.
It was someone recorded it on their TV from back home in New York, where Emilio's from, and I took it, downloaded it to a Samsung, which makes it blurry, and then cropped it, which made it even blurrier. So that's the best we could do, Emilio. There's your 30 seconds of fame, buddy. We screwed it up for you. So now, but let's look at the board real quick. Let's kind of walk through this as everybody's filing in. Appreciate y'all making us part of your night two festivities. It's going to be a great night, obviously. So let's see what we got here, Jacob. At the top of our board, leading off here, we've got Will Johnson in the number 10 spot. Now, obviously, he's fallen because of the injury. We've talked about that extensively. That's why you see the red boxes here. So we somewhat kind of predicted that, right? Expected it to happen. Shedeur Sanders, we knew he could be a first-round pick. There was some saying he may not go to the third, right? We will see. And then also you've got Mike Green, who's got the character concerns as well, at least the questions there. Edge defender out of Marshall. He's sitting in the 18 spot right behind Shedeur Sanders. So my question to you, Jacob, before we get the party kicked off here, what do you think is going to happen with Shedeur Sanders? Do you think he goes here early in the second round, or do you think there's a chance he slips to the third?
Well, honestly, now that I'm looking at this draft order, he does have a lot of places. Any one of the Browns picks, he could be the first pick of the second round here. They come back around again in 4 picks later with the pick 36. You've got the Saints picking at 40th overall. I mean, they'd have to really not like him to pick him in that stretch. You know what I mean? And then the next time I really see any sort of shot at that, yeah, I mean, I think that if he doesn't, if Cleveland and New Orleans don't want anything to do with him, that guy could slide into the third. Easy.
Right.
Easy.
I could see it, man. I could see it. And I think Will Johnson's going to go pretty quick.
Yeah. I did not like the way that when you watched, I don't even want to make this all about Shedeur, but when you watch his interview or whatever, the way he responded to, he goes, "We all know this shouldn't have happened. That it's like a travesty that this happened." It's like, well, we don't all know that. Like, it's just not the humble type of like attitude. I heard that Luther Burden, after finding out that he didn't get drafted, decided, I'm going to go work out. I'm going to show these guys exactly what they missed out on. I'm literally working out tonight. Like, this just fueled me. That's the type of response I want to have to somebody when they face adversity, you know?
Yeah. The whole situation's a little weird to me, man, to be honest with you. And again, we heard in the interviewing process that there were many teams that were turned off in the interviewing process by Shedeur Sanders. They felt like he was uninterested. He was kind of cocky. The cocky, I don't mind as much about, right? Like, you want your quarterback to be confident. That when he steps into that huddle or he walks into that building, everybody's got to know that's the dude, and I will take a slug for that guy. That's how you got to feel about it, right? So when you say cocky, I find myself, is he cocky or is he confident? If he's confident, that's a good thing. Like, think of Brett Favre's leadership style. Right. Brett Favre's leadership style was, guys, I'm going to go out there and lay my body on the line. I'm not going to miss any games. I want to be out there with you guys. Oh, by the way, I'm going to throw stink bombs in the locker room and lighten things up so people play loose. Right. Which I love the stories here in the media talk about him clearing out the locker room during the media being in there because he'd pop a stink bomb in there. So things like that, I think it matters. I really do. Now, if it's cocky from a sense of like, hey, guys, listen, I'm the man. If you have to say you're the man, you're not the man.
You're not the man. Yeah.
If you have to, I always got this saying, it doesn't matter what the situation is. If you have to say it about yourself, it's probably not true. If other people aren't saying it about you and you're having to just reiterate, here, this is the person I am, this is what I do, this is what I represent, not a good look, you know? Now, if you come to any situation in life with the approach of, let me make it about the other people, let me make it about my teammates, let me make it about my family, and hey, look, this is bigger than me, you can carry a swag about you that it draws people to you. It really does. Mm-hmm. So with Shedeur, man, it does kind of feel like, just based off the interviews, hey, look at me, guys, I'm important. So I hate to tear people down like that, but that's what it feels like. It does. So.
I mean, did we really expect Deion Sanders' son to be humble?
Exactly right. It says Deion's boy, no doubt about it. It's a great point, yeah. So next on the list, I'm trying to get this zoomed in just right on my screen so I can actually see the comments. I think that's a little bit better. It's just going to make other aspects a little wonky. So Savone Rebel Jr., the Packers, that was obviously a top 30 visit. Jacob, I know when we talked about Savone Rebel Jr. potentially going 23 to the Packers, I don't think anybody on our show liked it. I think I liked it more than anyone because I'm like, this guy, Greg Cosell, is the best press man corner in the draft. And you kind of feel like if someone has the physical tools, the attributes to play press man, if he's got it up here to understand route combinations, passing concepts, and how to defend them in a zone defense, then you've got all your bases covered, right? He's obviously sitting here on our board in the 27th spot. What do you think about Savone Rebel? I know you didn't like him at 23, but what do you think about Savone Rebel at 54?
Yeah, I definitely. If that is the pick, I'd be totally okay with it. There'd probably be some other. I don't know if he's going to last till 54. I feel like there was that, the early kind of jam at cornerback where nobody was going, then all of a sudden a few of them went, and now I feel like that guys like Will Johnson and Savone, they're just too good to last that long. So I feel like they're going to be plucked maybe from there. And then what's more interesting is if you look at if you get past Savone, Ravel, and Will Johnson, you hit your Trey Amos, which I would love. I'd absolutely love that with 54. And after Trey Amos, you drop 2 major tiers, basically 20 points almost in our grading system when you get down to Azare Thomas, Darian Porter, and Benjamin Morrison in that next tier. So it's we've done this many times in our mocks. If you don't grab that cornerback early, you end up kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel later. And who knows, there are some talent in the back end of this draft. I know that me and Tim have always liked guys like O'Donnell Fortune and Kobe Bryant and a few guys like that towards the back end of the draft. But you're definitely playing with this all now goes back to a point. I saw somebody in here. I think I may have started, but I think I may have lost it. Somebody asked, Jair Alexander went and liked our new guys, posts and all that golden, supposedly maybe even give him a shout out kind of thing. What does that mean? He asked. I said, I don't know. There you go, Rick Kruger. It's like I wish I could tell you what that meant. If I knew, we would probably have a lot less drama and a little more ease as to what we're doing. But if Ja is going to be in the Green Bay uniform wearing 23 next year, I'm real comfortable not even dipping into the safety room, into the cornerback room until maybe even later in this draft. So, yeah.
So I would be okay with Savone Revel at 54, but like you said, I was talking to Jeff Hagan. I believe it's Jeff Hagan at the draft earlier today. We got to meet with Easton Butler. Shout out to him and Big B. They came over and chatted with us for a little bit. Miss Mary, who dropped in and seen us as well. It was just so cool actually getting to meet everyone and them introducing us to people that are with them. But yeah, like when you look at Savone Revel, right, and him potentially going to 54, I would love that pick at 54. But if Jair Alexander is going to come back, and again, here we are again going, there's another, just a little crumb that kind of feels like he's coming back. Now, if you talk to the Packers insiders, the Rob Domofskys, the Jason Wildes, and remove the fact that if you like Rob Domofsky or not. I personally don't have a problem with it, but I know a lot of people, they don't like his reporting style. I don't know, I don't want to say I don't know why, but that's not my beef to carry with me, right? He's been good to me in the interaction I've had with him, but he's got sources on both sides. He's got someone in Jair's camp with the agent, and then he's got someone with the Packers, and they're both confirming now they're going to part ways essentially. But it almost feels like Jair's just messing with us fans. You know what I mean? It's just like, let me just continue to just rip their heart out almost as if look, I'm probably coming back. I'm going to be coming back. So I don't know, man. I hope he comes back. If you can guarantee me, hey, and Goody knows this. Goody knows if there's a really good chance of Jair's coming back, then yeah, cornerback is not the top need. It's not even a top 3 need, in my opinion. So what you got there, Jacob?
We have a super chat from Biz1987. He says, late to the party. Wanted to trade up and get an Elite 3 tech. Love the golden pick. Let's focus on support. I love it. Wants us to stay positive. Let's stay positive here, guys. Come on. Also, United Bates says, good news. I got a better pick of Excelio on the NFL Network. Sent it to your DM, Clay.
Oh, man.
There we
Bates
go.
is the man, dude. Bates is the man. Let's see if we can get this here. Hopefully he's got his shirt on, Bates. Oh, look at my guy.
Nice.
There he is. This dude right here. That's a good shot, Bates. Appreciate you, man. That's an illegal if I've ever seen one. Wait till y'all see this picture right here. It's unbelievable. Here we go. On the old Twitter. There's that guy. There he is.
Here's the guy.
He's probably liquored up out there in the crowd, Tim. Guaranteed. We're having some technical difficulties over here. I don't know if you guys noticed us scrambling. We're trying to get it.
I'm the one with the technical difficulties.
It's all good, man. Having trouble connecting to the interwebs on one of the laptops here. But Jacob, appreciate you holding down the fort for us. Thank you for the super chat, Biz. So again, there's Emilio. Jacob, you got anything you'd like to say to Emilio right now?
Not that I can say on the stream. No. Emilio, I feel like it's honestly a blessing in disguise that I didn't get to go there, because I feel like today would have been the day where me and Emilio, like little kids in class, would have been like, we're going to go to the draft. And then you just would have never seen us for like a day and a half. And then you would have found us like, buck naked in like a parking lot somewhere. I just feel like that's what would happen. Me and Emilio together. You're like the kids in school that get separated and they can't be in the same class. I think that's what happens. Ask Clayton while he tries to do the show, and me and Emilio just send him back private chats back and forth about God knows what.
Every time I see a lot of red in the private chat, I'm on.
It just doesn't look.
I'm over here pouring my heart out, and these guys are in here making inappropriate jokes to each other. So that's the stuff I put up with. You guys and gals have no idea what I put up with here. Josh Vallandigham gifted 1 Packer Fan Total Access membership. Shout out to him. Appreciate you, buddy. There's also a listener of the show. We've now got 2 memberships that have been donated, all right, that we can just give the link to one lucky listener, Mountain Man Packers, and I know Bates did one as well. So we're going to be giving those away. The problem I'm running into is everybody's trying to keep me at Lambeau all day, and I didn't have enough time to even get home and set up a giveaway. There's a lot of stuff I wanted to do, so maybe during the stream tonight while the guys are chatting, if Emilio comes back or while you guys are chatting, I'll try to set us up a giveaway here to give away an autographed jersey. Obviously, we got the giveaway with the Patreon group, the mock draft contest. If you guys haven't entered yet, you just got to be a member of the $3 tier on Patreon. You can do it for 1 month, enter in the contest, and never re-up if you want to. But you put a screen grab of your mock draft in there. Now, it's too late. Probably shouldn't have even mentioned it, but I want to mention that the people that have already submitted those, we're going to give away an autographed Javon Bullard jersey to the winner there. But if you're a member of the Patreon,
I'm going to win that.
Yeah,
You are not eligible.
Me and Emilio are both going to win.
I'm going to tell you and Emilio, it's like my mic is muted every time I say it. But we'll do other giveaways. We'll do a giveaway tonight. I'm going to go and get the list compiled on here while the guys are talking draft, so we can do a giveaway tonight. As a matter of fact, let's just decide what jersey we want to give away tonight to 1 lucky Patreon member. I text you guys that, and it's probably buried now. Do y'all remember the choices of the jerseys that I sent you guys by chance, Jacob? Do you remember?
Oh, Lord. Wasn't it like was Robert Brooks one of them?
I think Robert Brooks was one. Look at you, Jacob, the responsible.
And Bullard,
Josh
right?
Bullard, yeah. Josh gifted
Bullard's
another.
going to be attached to the mock draft.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Josh gifted another Packers Total Access membership, and Mr. Clint Armchair QB comes in big, throwing around a lot of money, saying gifted 10 Packer Fan Total Access memberships. That's what we call a big spender. He's got the big pocketbooks. When the guys like that walk into the club, everybody stands too. You know what I mean?
So again, anyone who's a member of the Patreon group, tier 3 or the $3 tier, the cheapest one, we're going to do a giveaway tonight. Let's make a decision right now. Who do we want it to be, guys? We got a Dorsey Levens, a Lynn Dickey, or a Robert Brooks.
Hit us up in the chat. Let us know.
I think, yeah, okay. Let's let the chat decide.
Yeah,
I was going to say Robert Brooks would be cool in honor of taking a receiver in the first round last night.
So, yeah, make it. You guys, let's go the first 5, okay? First 5, we'll take majority rules. Robert Brooks, Dorsey Levens, or Lynn Dickey.
We got 2 Brooks already.
All right, 2 Brooks. Yep, you're right.
3 Brooks.
It's Brooks. It's already over. All right,
4
Robert Brooks is the giveaway. So you guys, please remind me before the night's over to set that up on the Larry McCarron pinky wheel, and we'll give that away. So, all right.
Nice.
See what time is it, boy? 6:04. We're getting cranked up, ain't we? Here we go.
Here we go.
Ready to go.
Jeez.
You ready to go? So again, thank you guys for the membership donations. It looks like Johnny B got one. That will include the YouTube memberships as well. YouTube memberships and Patreon members. The reason I always promote the Patreon over being a YouTube member is because you get a lot more content in the Patreon group. We're going to be posting a lot of stuff there in the upcoming days and weeks here. So I'm really excited about the board tonight, though, man. We get the horizontal board cranked up, ready to go here on our end, and we'll keep the vertical board pulled up for you guys here. Let's see if there's anybody else that kind of catches our attention on this draft board, Jacob, as we've already kind of began to dive into it a bit. Kind of the next wave here, Luther Burden, I think we would all agree. I wouldn't want him at 54, even if he fell that far, right? I know Luther Burden's a great player, but we got a receiver. Edge Donovan Ezaraku, I know many people like him. The only problem I've got with Ezaraku is he doesn't meet the threshold. Now, you guys know if I was the GM, I would be okay that he might have fell short the threshold a little bit, but I just don't know how much Goody is willing to waive that, right, Jake? That's something we talk about every draft season. And then, of course, you got Nick Emenware is still on the board. Listen, if Nick Emenware falls to 54, I would be totally okay with them taking him at safety. He's that damn good. I mean, Greg Cosell loved Nick Emenware. He actually, if I remember correctly, he said he was his favorite safety in the draft, even over Malachi Starks. Obviously, he's an athletic freak. PFF, I think, were not as kind to him in terms of the grades, but Daniel Jeremiah had him as the 21st best player. 33rd team had him at 41. Dane Brugler had him at 28. I know it wouldn't be a popular pick, but boy, throwing someone like Nick Emenware in that safety room to compete with Evan Williams, well, let's go.
Yep, I agree.
That's why I was so shocked that the Vikings, absolutely needing a safety, only having 4 picks, they decided to use one of those picks on Donovan Jackson, I believe, the interior guard. So it was like, that one had me scratching my head because Harrison Smith cannot play forever, even though he is. I mean, that was shocking to me.
Yeah, definitely. Another player that's coming up on our board here is Landon Jackson and Nick Scorton, both edge defenders, both Senior Bowl participants, both team captains, both met the athletic threshold. They're literally in spots 33 and 34 on our big board. I would love for them to fall to 54. I just think it's a long shot that happens. Those are 2 edge defenders that I think many teams are going to be looking to try to snatch up for sure. So keep that in mind. And again, I want to lay the ground rules here for everybody in the chat tonight, guys. We are tipping picks. If you guys get the pick before anybody else, throw it in the chat. Just please don't bluff us, okay? Because that will get you banned. If you're in here, you get one. If you mess up on one, you heard it from a bad source, that's okay. But if you come in here with 2 fake announcements of the pick, we're going to put you in timeout. If you're trolling us with the third, you're going to get that Matt LaFleur boom. So we go with tipping picks, Jacob. You all right with it?
Gator done. Emilio just stumble in the frame. You know what I mean? His hat cocked to the side, just got brats all over his shirt. Just, hey, buddy.
Hey, Mandy, one of our listeners, Bates, got a perfect shot of Emilio on TV.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hi, Mandy.
Hi.
Did y'all hear that?
Oh, yeah.
It's the brains of the operation right there. So. All right. The
Cleveland
pick
is on the clock. It said pick is in already?
It says the pick. Yeah, the pick is in is what it says on NFL.com.
Oh,
So,
yep. There we go.
I'm going to fire up Ari Mirov here, and let's get that. He's the one who's got the picks quicker than anybody.
So far, yeah.
He's awesome.
Eric Sutherland. Emilio's drunk on all that cannoli cream.
I'm telling you, man. We ate enough cannolis to kill a horse, dude. There's no 2 ways about it.
Didn't you have somebody randomly dropping off like
Oh, yeah, man.
more like
I'm
backups?
saying the name right. Yeah. Greg Capel, one of the listeners. He's like, hey, man, got a cannoli drop off from was it Manfields?
Yep.
Manfields. Some of the
Here he is right here in the chat.
Bro, they are so much better than the ones we had last night. Now, Mandy, it was nothing that Mandy did wrong. All you do is fill those cannolis up, right? Mandy's over going, all right, man. Screw you.
From Carl's Bakery from New York.
It was good. I mean, they were great. But, boy, those ones that Greg dropped off, shout out to Greg. Man.
Those are delicious.
Oh, unbelievable.
You could definitely tell they were not frozen.
Exactly. All right, so we're still waiting on the pick here. Ari does not have it yet, I don't believe.
Aaron Rodgers is asking, did you get your elk stroganoff yet?
Oh, Aaron, let me tell you, man. Tim witnessed it.
My mouth just started watering.
Mandy said my mouth just started watering. We've got some leftover elk stroganoff over here. But I kept pushing it to the center of the – I'm like, I can't do this, guys. I will not make the stream tonight. I'll be over here snoring in the floor in front of the fireplace where I'll be. So we really tried to temper that. But, yeah, it was excellent. The beer cheese soup at 1919 today, oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
So good.
The Browns took Carson Schweschinger.
There you go. That's a good pick right there, man. That's a great pick. All right, Jason Y with the super chat. Refill on cannolis. Appreciate the super chat, Jason. You're the man. Dude. Y'all trying to get my diabetes up is what y'all trying to do. So I'm good. Thank you, man. So Nick, let's see, who'd you say it was? Carson Schweisinger, right? So you see, Carson is 54 on our big board, so a little bit lower on our board. But Carson Schweisinger is a hell of a football player. So let's go ahead and get him off the board here. We'll work him back up to where he was chosen. What do you think about that pick?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's crazy how the evolution of the UCLA linebacker room went. You know, I was listening to Ross Tucker's podcast when he talked about how he announced the game at the very beginning of the year, and everybody was there to see this Kane Medrano, and that was supposed to be one of the top 5 linebackers in the country coming into the season. And by the time the season was over, Carson Schweisinger absolutely stole the show. And I believe he's fairly new to football, and I think he was like a walk-on or something like that. He was absolutely kind of just a sudden riser, and I like it a lot. The Browns, it's an interesting pick for the Browns. You know, you're trying to rebuild that whole organization, and you go linebacker. That's all right. They got another pick and 3 more picks, so we'll see what they're doing.
I think it's worth mentioning, though, Carson Schweisinger however you say it, was the second best linebacker on our board. So they came off in order again, and he was 2 tiers down from the last linebacker pick. So it feels like, all right, did the Browns reach a little bit? Probably, but he's hands down. There's another tier, actually 2 tiers in between him and the next linebacker on our board, which is Demetrius Knight, then Danny Stutzman, Chris Paul Jr. So those guys are kind of clustered pretty close together there. So at Cleveland, once a linebacker there in the second round, they went and got their due. There's no doubt about it. The board matches up with it for sure. So
yeah, Harry Cheese confirms he was a 0-star recruit and a walk-on. Dude's a hard worker.
That sounds like Clay Matthews, don't it, Jacob?
Yeah, yes, it does. I thought you were going to say it sounds like Clayton Bailey. Yes, it does. 0-star recruit.
Was he overweight and slow? I didn't hear that part of the scouting.
Oh, we have a pick in.
No way.
Wow.
I need a minute.
And he gone. We gone.
Man, we got our first pissed off.
Damn, I'm sorry, buddy. You can hear him.
Jaden Higgins. Let's go down here to where Jaden Higgins. So Jaden Higgins went before Luther Burden.
Wow.
That is interesting. So Jaden Higgins is the number 47 prospect on our
board. Moaning in the background.
All right. That was Mandy there. So Jaden Higgins goes to, what team was it again, guys? Texans.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's a good pickup for them.
That's a great pick for them.
Let's see here. Jaden Higgins, to the Houston Texans. So they just lost. Who was it they lost? I keep forgetting. The Diggs, right? Stephon Diggs. They lost him in free agency. So they're going to replace him with Jaden Higgins. And listen, they've already got a good receiving core there too. And I'm trying to think of his name.
Nico Collins.
Yeah, and Tank Dell, he really damaged his knee pretty bad, right? Am I thinking right? And that injury. So that'll kind of help bridge the gap. Hey, Tim, Donovan Schilling says hashtag fire Joe Barry since they took Jaden Higgins. Anything goes wrong in this draft, just blame Joe Barry. I know he ain't here anymore. It'll be all right. So got a bunch of people filing in here to the live stream. Thank y'all so much for making us part of your Not Too festivities. If you would hit that like button on the way in, feel free to sub to the channel, share it with your friends. If you don't have friends, you got friends here now. They're not good friends, but we're friends. And appreciate y'all. Like I said, every time you hit that like button, I know it sounds very, very insignificant, but when you hit that like button, it boosts us up the algorithm and other Packer fans can find the channel. So Mike Evering with the super chat. FML Higgins gone. That was Mike's guy too. So hey, but we got Matthew Golden. Mike. And again, Jacob, this is your fault. You set the expectation for 2 wide receivers early, bro, and you know it's not realistic. So.
Look at Bates' comment. Thankfully, guinea pigs are not allowed in Airbnbs. Tim would be humming that tater.
That's right. Bates just said thankful that guinea pigs are not allowed in Airbnbs.
It'd just be a guinea pig shaped hole in the wall, Tim.
I mean, realistically, I didn't expect us to grab him, but it stings. That's 2 years in a row I watched my draft crush go to another team. I'll be all right.
SDM40 said Tim needs a weighted blanket.
I need a snuggie.
Oh, boy. Well, so now I guess the question is, Do you see Burden going next, or is he going to fall? And is Harris going to go?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, listen, Will Johnson, best prospect on the board, 10th on our big board. Shedeur Sanders, 17. Mike Green, 18. So, again, the Shedeur Sanders dropping, we know why. Listen, it's not just the Deion Sanders thing. It's not just the fact that they're all cocky. Like, Greg Cosell was like, listen, everybody talks about how accurate he is. That 70% of their offense was screen passes.
Right.
Scouts
you better be accurate at a screen pass.
Scouts are going to look at that and go, okay, that's great, but we're going to push the ball down the field. What do you guys do?
Seattle just packaged something and traded up. So Seattle is now on the clock. I wonder who they're going after. Watch them take Trey Harris.
Oh, hey, that's how these runs work, right? No doubt about it. What if it is Will Johnson?
See,
that'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. Coach Lance saying Bill Burden's still on the board, right? Yeah, and again, it doesn't look crazy to us, Coach. I mean, when you look at our board, we had him in the 28 spot, right? So everybody's kind of gotten their receivers. Now, obviously, we have Burden higher than Higgins, but Burden does not have the traits that Higgins has, obviously. So it's kind of like the next team that wants a solid slot defender or a slot wide receiver, I imagine Burden will kind of fit that role a little bit more, although he can play outside as well with a moving Z position. So Eric Sutherland says Seahawks need a receiver. So
Seattle's pick is in. They have traded up. They are taking South Carolina safety Nick Emenware.
Okay.
Dude is he's a stud, man. There's no two ways about it. So Nick Emenware was our 31st best prospect on the board. He is now gone to the Seattle Seahawks.
What is Seattle?
Right.
Kevin Malone.
All right. What do you think about it, Jacob?
I like the pick. People in the chat were talking about how they need a wide receiver because they got rid of DK and Lockett. That's true, but they did. They still have JSN, and if you remember, they did sign Cooper Kupp. So they definitely got some weapons there. I think Nick Emenware is just, like you said, he's a phenom. The size, the speed, the athleticism. They don't make safeties that big, that quick, that fast. I like they're trying to rebuild that. What is it, the Legion of Boom that they had for a while there? Good place to start is if you have a stud safety there.
So another position, Tim, where they're coming off in order on our board.
Yep.
We had Malachi Starks, number 1 safety. He was already gone. Nick Emenware, number 2. He's gone now. Jacob, you seeing that on the board? How it's just falling right into place?
So Xavier Watts should be the next safety off the board then.
Prince brought up a good point. I didn't want Emenware going to the Bears, that's for sure. And I have a weird feeling that he was going to be one of their picks coming up here. But now if Xavier Watts goes there, it's kind of the same thing. I don't like that neither.
Yeah, that's a great point. Great point.
Yep.
All right. Let's keep an eye on it.
Clint says, "Are you okay, Tim?" Yes, I'm okay. I'm good. And just like everyone else is saying in the chat, it's true. We got Matthew Golden. So like we're golden with wide receiver in this draft. I'm only a little bummed that my guy's not a Packer. It's all right.
We got a pick is in, boys. The Cleveland Browns with pick 36. Tim, hit me with that beautiful music. The Browns are selecting Ohio State running back Quinshawn Judkins, number 36. He goes ahead of his teammate Travion Henderson.
Look, the next best running back available on our board.
Jacob, we killed this board, bro. We killed it. I love it.
That is pretty impressive, man. This morning I woke up real early, when I was working out and tanning while you guys were eating cannolis, and I brought it in and I showed people. I was like, look at this. And they're like, I don't know what you're even trying to tell me. I'm like, look at how good we got. They did not appreciate
it. Out of here, nerd.
Just imagine you were the speedo going, no, look at the board, man.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Bates says $5 for Tim Therapist, $5 for Emilio's bail.
Beautiful, Bates. Absolutely.
That's a classic.
Bates, you're the man. You are the man. I love it.
Respect oranges. Jacob's flashing his boards at strangers. Hey, they asked for it. All right. They asked for it.
Oh my God.
Just wear a trench coat and you open it up and it's a board. Look at this. Can you believe he fell?
Look at this, guys. I stunned Michael Scott with his finger through his fly. Oh gosh. All right.
Oh.
Go, man. The board is set up nice, man. somebody's going to get a good cornerback in Will Johnson. They may have to wait half a year, right, because of the injury, but somebody's going to get a good cornerback here for sure. So,
Absolutely.
God, you know who that reminds me of? Who was the linebacker that had the injury concern that was from Michigan that people said was going to be a stud, but who would have to redshirt that his first year? I can't remember who it was. Chat probably knows who I'm talking about. But I believe that he had his first injury-free year this year, and he didn't do that well. So I'm wondering if that's
Jason Barnum. Is it Barnum?
No. It was I can't remember his name. It's not important, but I'm sure a lot of teams, if you have to basically scratch even a part of that initial season, taking a guy in the first or the high second it's hard to do. It's hard to convince probably a GM. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My question about the whole Will Johnson still being on the board is, do you think there's legit concern about the injury with him?
I think
What else is causing him to plummet like this?
leading up to the draft, just listening to different NFL insiders, it kind of bothered people that they went to his private workout on the 10th of April because it was like, yeah, I'll be ready to go on the 10th. We're ready to go on the 10th. Get everybody up here. All the scouts showed up, and then when they got there, he said, "Yeah, I'm not running the 40." So that kind of
could have turned some organizations.
they were
off.
probably like, "Hold up a minute. We just flew across the country to see you work out, and now this is on your turf. This is on your terms.
Right.
You're not going to run the 40." And again, I don't blame him for not running it. Right? Like if you felt like it could only hurt him if he ran it, but it's hurting him not running it too. You know?
You could have made that known before people jumped on airplanes to go to your pro day too. Yeah,
That's the big thing there.
It was Ajabo, David Ajabo. Thank you, Bates. Yep.
Oh, okay.
I don't think this works.
What do you think about Quinshon Judkins? I did not look into running backs whatsoever, as Emilio knows. But
Quinshon Judkins is interesting because I remember going into the college football season, Jacob. He was the dude. Like he was the if Emilio was here, you go, man, that spin move on college football, that's the first thing he'd say. I promise you. But
that circle button wore out on that controller.
I can't remember if he got hurt during the season or what, but something happened to where Travion Henderson, his teammate, kind of took over a little bit, right? He seemed to be the better running back. So the fact that it comes back full circle now to Quinshon Judkins, it makes sense. It does. And again, the next running back on the board is his teammate, Travion Henderson. And then we got Caleb Johnson out of Iowa right there below him. So they're all three in the same tier. So you may see a little run on running back here. But, of course, we know that in the draft process, it does seem like running backs drop a little bit too. So.
Yep.
All right. Who we got on the clock here, Jacob? Do we know?
Could be the Raiders.
The Raiders, I believe, is on the clock.
The Raiders.
Yes, sir.
Unbelievable right now. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so get the Raiders on the clock.
Hey, Jacob, did you know we ran into Buckets Goldenberg today at the Hall of Fame?
How'd that work?
Yeah, check the Patreon with your burner account.
I'll have to do that. All right. How'd he look?
Looks pretty good on the wall, right?
Yeah, he was in the Packer Hall of Fame. I've been in.
Does he have his own bust?
Oh yeah, he's got his own. The football is what they do.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, it's first part. I got to find buckets, so I posted it in the Patreon.
Nice.
Buckets Goldenberg.
Buckets.
He was pretty close to Johnny Blood McNally on the wall, just a few spots away.
Definitely. Got everybody following in here. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. If you would hit that like button as you walk in here. Also, on Twitter, if you want a little bit better interface. If you're watching on Twitter and you prefer Twitter, cool. But you can hop on YouTube. The link's in my profile. Or just go to Packers Total Access on YouTube. And you could actually comment in the chat, be a part of the show here, and just hang out with everybody that way as well. So just keep that in mind. But thank you guys, no matter what platform, whether it's X, Facebook, Rumble, or YouTube. Appreciate you hanging out with us this evening.
Oh, what's going on here?
Raiders trade, is that what we're seeing? Miami traded up.
Miami traded up. Okay.
This may be a running back. Well, I want to say that running back was one of those kind of needs for the Dolphins, if I remember correctly. So
Travion Henderson. Wouldn't that be crazy? Back to back
Yeah.
teammates.
It would. I'm trying to find a draft tracker that's not trying to make me watch their live stream. It's driving me crazy,
Yeah.
man. Like, just give me the draft tracker. Don't y'all quit trying to reinvent the wheel here. Jeez, oh, Pete. You try ESPN, give them a shot. They had more ads than the Oval Office the other night. Goodness gracious. That'll work. That ain't
Got to pay the bills.
Gotta pay the bills.
That's right.
Dolphins are
Miami Dolphins have traded up to number 37 with the Raiders. Miami is taking Arizona tackle / guard Jonah Savian. Go ahead, Jacob. You try it.
7-9.
Seva gonna be on South Beach. Shout out to the Dolphins.
Where is 7-9 on our board? Is he?
You passed
maybe
him. He's
not-
around the 70s.
Interior.
Is he? I was wondering if he was interior.
He is
Okay.
tier 7 on our board.
What is it?
Tier 7,
Okay. Do we have?
but he is the best available according to our board.
Here, you got him at 58, Clayton.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you,
Yep.
Jake. So yeah, 58, actually 57 minus the 1, right? Yeah, that's again interior offensive lineman going off exactly how our board sits.
That was
Pretty
the
much every
next best.
position is. Yeah, it's going in order.
That's
Pretty
awesome.
That's months of you and Emilio's painstakingly hard work paying off on draft nights.
Just seen us in the atrium yesterday when we looked up and it said, Emilio went, Clayton. I went, what? He went. He said, Daniel Jeremiah just released his top 200. I found an Office Depot. Let's print it off again. Let's do it again. Because, Daniel Jeremiah, we only got 150.
Right.
Him in, so
He always waits till the very end too, it seems like.
definitely.
Clint is asking Tim, who's your next pick if you get to pull the trigger?
Who's my next pick? Well, who's on the clock now?
Let me tell you right now, Tim. This internet's shady tonight.
I don't know. I'm on my cell network now.
Are you really?
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure this out. We just lost our draft feed.
So
Who is
Patriots. The Patriots are on the clock. So they went tackle first round.
Mm.
This could be a wide receiver for us. Think about it. They could use
so if
no,
it's
no.
rece-
They went and got Stephon Diggs, didn't
right, so they still need a receiver.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
Luther Burden, Trey Harris, Jack Bish on the board.
I could see Burden going there,
I
but
could see Luther Burden being a Patriot. If I was a betting man, I would say Luther Burden to the Patriots if they go receiver here.
I feel like
What
they
are our secondary needs? Do we have their draft needs?
I do not.
Yeah, I don't.
They need a secondary. They got a couple corners here, Will Johnson and Savon Rebel. They went in the first round with a tackle. They could build up in the interior. Maybe they go D tackle here, right? That could happen as well. Mike Green too, man. I could see Vrabel just saying, "Give me that mean SOB. I'll keep him under control." I could see that. It would take someone like a.
They've got experience with guys like that in New England, right?
They do. Several of them been to the clink. No doubt about it. It's really weird what the internet's doing here right now. Strange. All right, Jacob, what do you think, man? Who do you think's going to be the next pick here?
it'd be interesting if where's Will Johnson going to go? Who's going to be the team that's actually willing to take a bet on him? I'm starting to think the Bears might do it because after this Pats pick, the Bears go, then it's St. Louis, New Orleans, then the Bears again. So basically right now I'm just rooting against the Bears just to do something stupid.
All right, we all.
right. That's what Daniel says. Bears taking a kicker, I hear. Nah, I hope.
It's a long snapper. No way they'll take a kicker. It's a long snapper.
Yeah, I don't honestly don't know enough about the Patriots right now to know what the heck their guys are, what they actually need. I feel like they need a lot. Let's see.
Let's see what else we got here. Nothing from Ari yet, so they're dragging this one out. So it's going to be Patriots, then Bears, then Saints, then Bears again. Bears are going to get a couple good prospects if they stick it big. There's no two ways. Well, I mean, they could screw it up, but they still got a lot. What's that, Jake?
Oh no, Bance was saying they need interior offensive line, which I could see that again.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Just
I'd
continue
be
to
heartbroken
build.
if they stole TJ Sanders. I'd be absolutely heartbroken. But I could definitely see that as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, I could see him taking Mason Taylor. I feel like that their tight end room's a little weak.
Mm-hmm. Well, they are taking their sweet time up there in New England. I know that. Hopefully, Amigo's not in the drunk tank
Yep.
right now. Me, Amigo. All righty. Tim over here doing some technological advancement stuff. I get the internet up and going. Don't jinx us, Jacob, Chuck says. Respect Orange just says Bears need a running back and D-line and safety. Didn't the Bears go tight end in the first? They did go tight end in the first.
Yeah.
They got receivers. They got them a tight end. It kind of feels like they could go offensive line. I know they signed an offensive lineman or several. I think a couple of them in free agency, right? But sometimes when teams do that, man, they go and kind of dip again in the draft as well. Of course, you got some edge defenders that look good here too, man. Mike Green, Donovan Ezraku, Landon Jackson, Nick Scott. It kind of feels like those guys are clustered together, that maybe teams are just holding up. Like, hey, let's wait a second. Maybe we can get one a little later here, trade back up or what have you. So that could be the case there as well. But still nothing on the Patriots. That's taking forever.
Yeah, they're taking their
You got
time.
anything, bud?
Yeah, according to ESPN, the Patriots need offensive tackles, wide receiver, running backs, and safeties are their biggest needs. So I don't know, man. I would feel like
Ursary. Best tackle left on the board.
yeah, that's a good point. I could see him going Landon Jackson or Donovan.
Oh, we got the pick is in. Here we go.
What they do,
As Artie
Henderson?
Miroff hits it. We have the selecting Ohio State running back Travion Henderson.
There it is.
Good pick.
Oh.
And just to mention that is the next running back on our board.
Yep.
There you go.
We're literally batting 1,000 in this draft.
Yeah. And the order of the position, it's great. Pretty darn cool.
Pretty cool.
Travion Henderson, next running back off the board. What do you think about it, Jacob? Getting Drake May a running back to go with that awesome left tackle and Will Campbell, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, the running back room seems to be maybe going on a little bit of a run right now. Caleb Johnson is our next best available, the running back from Iowa. It is crazy, man, how the board is. It's pretty darn good, I must say. Now, unfortunately, we have the unfortunate pleasure of dealing with this Bears pick that's about to come here. But I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? What's the Bears going to do? What are they going to do?
Gonna draft the punter.
According to ESPN, their needs are D tackle, running back, wide receiver, cornerback, and edge. I mean, Will Johnson, I don't know. Do they have the patience to get a guy like Johnson if they have to wait for a little bit here?
That's a great question. So it's Bears, Saints, Bears, Jets. What you got, Jake?
Respect Orange just said Ravel. I hope that's not it. I would not like that. J. Cole saying the same thing.
Rebel
Ravel
or Johnson for the Bears.
Rebel. Yeah. I could see another running back going here, though, too.
Yeah, I can see that.
Or Mike Green. Fit right in Chicago. There you go.
Shout out to Ryan Schlip, who came up to the draft yesterday and brung a gift to us. We got a smoked pork butt in there that Mandy Seaton back up. Oh, bro, it melts in your mouth, Jacob. It's unbelievable, man. So
This stuff's so good.
here we go. Is this the pick right here? That's the Patriots pick, ain't it?
That's the Patriots, but this is a different feed.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Because Bucky Brooks is on this feed.
Yeah, that's
Want to
perfect.
leave this one?
That's way crisper. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate
Yes,
it.
sir.
We'll back up and run it over here to the live feed. So good deal.
Here we go.
Good deal.
How many hours?
Nobody's as fast as Ari Miroff, though.
Yeah, Artie's the man.
I don't know anybody could type that fast on their phone.
Red Mo 46 says, y'all got to quit with all this food talk, man. Elk stroganoff, pork butt, cannolis, man.
Dude, the beer cheese soup.
Clint just says, you guys are eating too much.
Clint, who you tell?
Man, you should see all this food in the fridge I got to take to my house when they get
Yeah,
on
when we
there.
leave, come on, Tim. Tim just needs to go downtown, man, and give it to the folks down there,
Yep.
the needy. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Could you
That's a
imagine
great
showing
idea.
up down there with some of the unfortunate folks in downtown Green Bay? Just, hey, man, here's some smoked pork butt, here's some pizza, here's some what it be. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Absolutely.
King Tron. I hate seeing the Bears get good talent. They have a large pool of talent. They just couldn't run a poop streak down the inside of a toilet bowl.
Coincidentally, which also mimics their logo.
They really
It
do.
does.
It's a-
Yes, it does.
Well, it
Bears
looks like the
still
seat of the toilet bowl.
Daniel in the chat says, I was going to eat elk stroganoff, but I missed my elk at 30 yards. Oh, it's a bad
heartbreak.
look, Daniel. I wouldn't have told that in here.
Yeah, 30 yards.
That's a slam dunk.
Come on, man.
Hit that with a
That's
slingshot. Right?
point blank right there.
I think that's illegal, actually. Look, Jacob over here freezing on.
But I don't know why, but Afam says that he's eating tuna, and then Respect Georgia says dolphin unsafe tuna.
All right. Still nothing here.
And
Donovan Schilling, you run out of crayons, fam?
Oh, this chat is awesome.
Top of the night right there.
yes, sir.
Heard it from a fan right here.
Who are the Bears going to take?
Gosh, I don't know.
Harry Cheese, come on, Chicago draft Sanders, bring the drama home. That would be absolutely.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
It ain't gonna happen, but boy, I would love it more than.
Would it be funny if they drafted Shiloh Sanders before?
Oh my God. Shiloh, some had like a 6th and a 7th round grade on him. Imagine if he goes before Shador.
Bears gonna bear.
Wow,
Oh, pick us in, apparently.
What? Do we have it?
we don't have it yet.
Dead fish. I'm seeing, well, I
You
can't
said
tell.
Oh, is that real?
No. Is it?
I know what you mean, Jacob. Like when they just put a name in there, I'm like, oh, is that the
What
pick
are
or do
you
we
doing?
test it?
There we go. We should have it any second here.
Let Poles cook, man. Let them cook.
Yeah, please. Let him continue to cook. Packers fans love that meal. See if I can get a little edit here.
Come on, pick us in, pick us in. Today,
What do you, so you have pickers in on your screen?
yes, yep.
Okay, so we're like exactly 2 minutes behind on this
Oh,
feed.
okay.
Burden to Bears, really. Luther Burden.
Oh,
That's a solid pick, boys.
Yeah,
That is a solid pick.
that is a good pick, unfortunately.
yep, it's official. The Bears.
The Bears are selecting Missouri wide receiver Luther Burden III at number 39. So that,
Well, that's
Man.
interesting. He's the highest rated wideout on our board.
I'm telling you, Luther Burden, number 28 on our big board. He goes 39 overall.
To the Bears. So based on our board, next receivers potentially off the board will be Trey Harris,
Yep.
Jack Besh, and Jalen Royals out of Utah State.
That's correct.
They got to be pretty pumped if you're a Bears fan. They're going to be very loud and chirpy. That is for sure.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
What are we thinking for the Saints?
I mean, I was going to say, if this is
Hey,
the spot,
they were linked to Shador, wasn't they?
I was
Jacob,
gonna
is that what you were
say,
gonna say?
yeah, if Shador doesn't go here, he could be in for a long day.
No doubt. The Saints go Shador here. That would be wild. That would obviously we want that to happen. We want Shador off the board before we pick at 54. There's no two ways about that.
Exactly. And I could see him I could see him fitting in New Orleans, right? That would be a good fit. Hey, Mrs. G.
Hello.
Yeah, Tron, we seen that. Jacob talked about that, about Mama Harmon passing away. Hate to hear that, man.
I saw a blurb that he got to call her and talk to her and told her he was selected
Oh,
before she passed away. So she knew. So a little bit of silver lining there, but that's got to be tough. Best day of your life and worst day of your life at the same time.
Yeah,
Stuff.
think about that.
I'll be rooting for that dude. Who
Yep.
drafted him? You remember?
He went to. I didn't
He's
write
at
it down.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, the Steelers, right? Yep.
Mhm.
I'll be rooting for him, man. That's my brother's team, obviously. So I'm a closet Steelers fan when they're not playing the Packers. Yeah, that sucks. So thoughts and prayers, obviously, out to the Harmon family. That's pitiful, man. On your biggest day,
Yeah, it's
ends up
tough.
being one of your worst. Couldn't imagine.
Mhm. Yep.
All right, let's see if
Well-
the Saints go Shador here. What are they going to do?
I guess the question becomes, if they don't, how far is
I was
Shedeur
just
Sanders?
gonna say
Well,
that. Too.
I woke up this morning thinking he was going to the Browns right out of the gate.
We got the Saints, then the Bears, then the Jets. Who do the Jets have? Justin Fields. That could be the quarterback of the future for the Jets. Shador could, right? And you got San Francisco, no. Dallas, no.
No,
Indy, no.
Rams.
Wait a minute. Who's the Indy? Yeah, Indy could be in
Andy,
the
they got Anthony Richards, but they also just gave a lot of money to Daniel Jones.
right.
Rams, no.
Or that could be the quarterback.
Or that's
That could be where he sits.
Stafford. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That would make sense.
You talk about a town fit for Deion's son there.
Mm-hmm.
LA would be just fine for him.
Possibly the Raiders, if same thing, if they thought he'd sit for a few years. But I just don't feel like that Shador Sanders has because of what Deion has done, not because of, but there's a big cloud over him that he's not the type of quarterback that's going to sit and develop. You know what I mean? It's prime time's kid. He needs to be in the prime time and blah, 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 blah. It's like, I don't see him going to a locker room, even the Jets. I don't see him going to the Jets and being happy to sit behind Justin Fields. And I don't think that the front office wants to put that much pressure on Justin Fields. It's a weird situation, man.
You get drafted in 5th, 6th, 7th round, you're going to sit behind somebody
Yeah.
and see how far he falls.
That's a fact.
Saints are clapping. Saints are clapping and hugging each other. We'll see what's going on. Rogers says Saints go
Pick
quarterback.
is in. The New Orleans Saints have selected Louisville quarterback Tyler Shuck at number 40. Let's go.
No way, bro.
Let's go.
You remember Greg Cosell saying that Shuck was his second-ranked quarterback. He had him above Shador. Now, I don't think he had Shador lower than Jackson Dart.
Wow.
If I had to guess, actually, it was Greg Cosell's list was probably Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, Cam Ward, Tyler Shuck, Jackson Dart, then Shador Sanders, because he was pretty low on Shador. So those people that were like, it's Tyler Shuck thing, he came out of nowhere. I'm telling you, man, there were people messaging Greg Cosell after that podcast going, yep, you see it. We see it too. They love that dude.
We had him in
Fourth.
4th. Yeah.
Oh, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth best quarterback.
5th best quarterback. So this is a rarity so Milroe and Sanders are still on the board.
Yeah.
We had Jalen Milroe higher.
Yeah, we had Shador Sanders and Jalen Milroe higher. So,
Well, we were right about the Saints going QB though. That's for sure.
yeah. Let's see what we got here. Where you at, Tyler Shuck? All right, so Tyler Shuck went to do some work to get him up where he belongs here. You think Emilio is cuffed yet?
Oh, I think he's probably
They got
already
him
in the crew?
hogtied.
I think he probably talked his way out of custody or something, right? He probably had some extra food hidden in the sombrero, offering a peace offering or something.
Dude,
All right.
Logan Nichols says it would be hilarious if Milroe went before Sanders. Dude, Milroe, you talk about that's one of the most toolsy. If he were to somehow put it together with his running ability, and he's got a cannon, he's just not that accurate and maybe make some bad decisions kind of thing, right? But if he were to take, he's the most Jordan Love quarterback of this draft by far. You know what I mean? He has all the attributes, talent out the you know what. You just got to figure if you can hone it in. I could totally see a guy taking a you know what I mean, a flyer on Milrow over Sanders.
That CM40 says that sombrero won't age well in prison. Look at, who is that up there? Does that say General? Is that what that says? General? Or just General?
Did he really get arrested?
Did he really get arrested? He did not. Well, we don't think he did.
We don't know for sure, but
we cannot what do they say, confirm nor deny whether he was arrested today. I don't think he was. So he was on TV last week seen. So that don't mean anything now. A lot of people are on TV, so. All right, so what's going to happen here with the Chicago Bears, Jacob? What do you think, man? We got to go defense now, right? I would imagine.
I would think, man, if they go Mike Green, I would hate to have to take my hat off and say that they've had a darn good draft, but if they go Mike Green here, that'd be, I mean, honestly, him or Azaraku, hell, or Jackson or Scorton, they're going to get a good player here. Oh, no way. Bears just traded to the Bills.
Did they really trade it out?
Yeah.
All right, so we've got to trade. The Bills are on the clock. What are the Bills coming up for? That's the question. Didn't they go? They went Maxwell Harrison first round corner, right?
They did.
Did they double dip here and go with another corner, or did they go edge?
They need wide receiver, edge, D tackle.
Yeah, you say they do need a wide receiver. Is that right, Jacob?
Yes, sir.
This might be Trey Harris, right?
Yeah,
could be.
Boy, I do like this grouping of receivers coming up, though. Trey Harris, Jack Bash, Jalen Royals, Jan Knoll. And then it's a grouping of guys that I really don't like between Tez Johnson, Xavier, Elik Aymanar, and then in a tier all by himself, Mr. Torrey Horton.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting pick here with Buffalo.
Donovan.
Got a bunch of people just jumped in here on the stream. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us tonight. If you would hit like, feel free to share, sub to the channel. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitter, just take a quick second, hit retweet, man. That helps more than you know. Every time you like the stream on YouTube, helps boost the algorithm to help other people find this channel. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us.
And if anybody in the chat has the details on what the Bears just got for moving back, I would be interested in knowing that.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen anything yet. I'm kind of combing through Twitter.
It's like now they picked up maybe the 30th pick. I'm sorry, the 6th.
Bills are trading picks 56, 62, and 109 to the Bears in exchange for 41, 72, and 240.
All right, so there's both teams gave up 3 picks, but I'm sure it all kind of benefited Chicago there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, like he said, the Bills are trading 56, 62, and 109. And the Bears are giving up 41. No, in exchange for the Bills are trading away 56, 62, and 109 in exchange for the Bears 41, 72, and 240.
That's an interesting trade.
Yeah, it is. Very interesting.
Okay. Matthew Hansen's asking, what picks do you guys want most out of the most realistic options?
That's a great question. Obviously, you go wide receiver first round here, right? Man, I think if looking at our board here, honestly, if I had to pick one, you look at the top 30s, right? That's kind of where you start at. And let's see what happens here when we look at the top 30 visits real quick.
Did I hear a daddy soda cracking?
Yes, you did.
No.
Just regular cola.
Not yet.
It's just a cola. We ain't getting sleepy.
Not yet.
So top 30 visits, if we went off that list, Savone Rebel in the 25 spot, right? 27 spot. TJ Sanders would be one at 39. Trey Amos at 40. Jordan Birch at 58. Those are the top 30 visits. So I could see TJ Sanders. That would be interesting, right? He's got the spades here. So you got 3 spades here, Jacob. You got TJ Sanders, Trey Amos, and Jordan Birch. I think will probably be the most likely picks, but I wouldn't roll out Savone Rebel either, to answer that question.
Yeah. Man, I love this board.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, man.
That's crazy.
Fun. Oh, there it
Get
is.
thin.
No.
Yeah. With the full will select TJ Sanders,
That sucks.
South Carolina. So there's a
That's
space.
TJ Sanders, not Shadir Sanders.
That's
That's
correct.
right.
So there's another spade off the board.
So Alfred Collins would be next on the D line,
Yeah,
according to
D
our
tackle
board.
for sure. Yeah.
And then there's a big drop, and then Darius Alexander, and then an even bigger drop until you hit Omar Norman Lott.
I
3
bet
tech is
Will
evaporating
Johnson-
quick.
I bet Will Johnson's wishing he'd ran. Even if it was a
He might
4,
be out there running right now.
even if it was a 4.6 40, I bet he's wishing he'd ran. No two ways. Man, TJ Sanders. I was really hoping the Packers could land. That would have been interesting. J. Cole's asking Revel to the 49ers. I could see that. I could see that big. Me wouldn't like that, but I could see that.
Mike said that one hurts. I agree, Mike.
Yeah.
Man, and that it's honestly I think a feather in our cap that we had TJ Sanders a lot higher than I think a lot of people did, and it showed why.
Yeah, I like what Johnny B asked here, Jacob. Will Johnson makes it to 54. Do we do it? I'd be okay with it. But the question is, he's dropping for a reason, right?
Right.
Did his teammates not go to his birthday party? That's what I need to do. Could have been.
I know Greg doesn't want him. He says, please do not draft quarterback Johnson. So blank and tired of injured guys. I
Listen.
Yeah, let them come here and then get hurt, like they're supposed to.
Right. Exactly. Now, listen, I get the injury concern, man. He's been injured pretty much his whole collegiate career, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's talented, though. Man, is he a talented corner. But
Well, we've got a talented corner that's hurt all the time. We've been down that road.
yeah, we have.
Do you guys think the Jets pulled the trigger? There's chat that they're saying, oh no. I think it's maybe just floating the idea of Sanders. And I don't think the Jets, if they're smart, which they're not, would want to try to ruffle up the quarterback room in the front office. Mason Taylor to Jets is what I'm seeing from Ron. Ron's been pretty
Yes.
quick today.
It's confirmed.
Look at that.
Jets are selecting LSU tight end Mason Taylor at pick number 42.
It's Joy Taylor's nephew. For those of you
And
keeping
Zach
score.
Thomas's.
And the best available tight end according to our board.
Imagine that.
Mhm.
Which means Harold Fannin Jr. would be next on the list at tight end.
Would you look at this? Would you look at this?
Man. So quarterback is the only position that's not fallen in order. You notice that?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
So-
crazy.
And it is hard to predict every year because, again, people, they got their guy, you know?
Other than corner, because Will Johnson's
I was
still
going to say
sitting there.
corner and quarterback. Yep.
Yep, that's it. But yeah, quarterback is the one that's really interesting to me.
Definitely.
That's super cool, man.
Yeah, can you imagine if like Milroe or Will Howard get drafted before Shadir?
Right.
Cornerback, I'm starting to think this as well. Mike Hebring's talking about Zurier Thomas at 54. I could see that happening. I could see it happening.
I heard somebody say earlier, or Azarie. Is that how you say the name, Jacob?
Probably.
I've always said Azare, but I think it's actually Azarie. But then again, you never know about these things.
The question I have in my mind: will Trey Amos be on the board?
Mm-hmm.
That's a corner that
I would love.
I
that
would
pick.
I would love Trey Amos at 54.
That would be phenomenal.
Yeah. It's agreed.
The TJ
Man.
Sanders went to the Bills. Is that correct? Yeah.
Correct. Yep.
Bills, right.
That Mason Taylor pick to the Jets, I think that's a good pick. A good fit, too.
I do too, man. Completely agree. He's a good tight end, man.
Definitely. So as we get closer, we're about 11, 12 picks away here. Who are you starting to highlight here, Tim? Guys that are starting to pop off my board would definitely be one of the wide receivers. I really don't think that we would do that, but man, that would be interesting if we did. If you're looking at interior offensive line, start looking at guys like Marcus Bowe. I really think that Alfred Collins,
East, baby,
Alfred
Milwaukee,
Collins,
Marcus Bowe,
yeah,
Tate Ratledge, Wyatt Malone's still on the board.
Yeah, I think for me it's got to be Alfred Collins or Trey Amos. Those are my top two for sure.
I would agree.
And then I'd probably go Landon Jackson.
I'd go Amos, then Collins for me. Yeah, for sure.
I think that's actually. I think I'd go Amos Collins and then Landon Jackson if I had to. He's just a beast, dude. 6'6", almost 280. Ran like I think he was one of the quicker 40s. That'd be great. Watch us take Harold Bannon Jr.
I think with the move with Matthew Golden in the first round, I think it's certainly setting a tone in this draft, in my opinion, that, maybe they're not going to go as defensive heavy as I thought initially. Yeah. And maybe corner is not necessarily the next position targeted. I think you're right. I think looking at interior O-line could be, a total Goody move, in my opinion.
Yeah. And we don't know, but they may know 100% what's going to happen with Jair. I almost bet they do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that they're just guessing. I'm sure that they have an exact idea as to what they're going to do with him. And if that is,
I think so too. We're creeping in, second and third rounds here. We talked about what potential trade for Jair, what would it look like? And we've heard everything from 6th rounder, to 7th round pick, 5th round pick. I think if Jair survives this third round, into the 3rd round, maybe they don't trade him. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think if someone coughs up a 3rd for Jair, it might be in play.
I think that's fair. Yep. Mr. Rick Kruger was saying that Rappaport just said teams are now looking at Shedeur Sanders as a backup role.
Interesting.
That's the kind of thing that was.
He's gonna love that.
I was gonna say he's become the whole reason that they didn't want him as a starter or anybody that they'd even consider wasting a 1st round pick on is because of the fact that they thought he wasn't good for the organization. You don't take a guy like that and plug him in as a backup and think he's going to keep his mouth quiet and be a team player. You know what I mean? True. So if anything,
and to Clayton's point earlier too, a lot of it is I think a lot of teams are turned off by what they've seen on tape. I mean, we're not debating that Shedeur is a talented player. We know that. We wouldn't even be talking about him the way we have. But I think when you're NFL brass and you're looking at the future of your quarterback room, maybe they're not in love with a screen pass merchant, and they need to be able to push the ball down the field. We know this is a passing league now. That's where the game has trended in the past few years. So I think it's a legitimate concern, and that's strictly football. That's got nothing to do with any of this off the field or attitude or any of that stuff. It's just, brass tacks, X's and O's, I think, at this point.
Yeah. So, I mean, because right now we got the Niners are on the clock. After that, it's Dallas. I don't think he has a chance of going there. The Colts are after that, which I think there's a chance. But like I said, they already invested. I believe it was Richardson was like 5th overall a few years back. They've got Danny Dimes, which is a weird sentence to say. And then after that is LA. Obviously Stafford's there, but you have to find a contingency plan for him. He's not going to play for more than a few more years. But I don't see Shedeur saying, okay, yeah, I'm willing to go there and sit for 2, maybe 3 years, and I want to learn and I'm willing to learn and all that. That's not his quote unquote brand that he's developed for himself. You know what I mean? Well, you just branded yourself right out of a starting job.
That type of guy, yeah.
Yep.
I think you're spot on there.
Damn, man, this is
like we were rolling pretty fast for a while.
Oh no! Alfred Collins just went to the Niners.
We got that confirmed. You
yes,
just
sir.
Witnessed that with your own eyes.
I did, unfortunately. Rough. That is a great pick, great fit. Alfred Collins goes to the Niners. Coincidentally, our top 3 tech still on the board / D tackle on the board.
Yes, makes it interesting.
Now, Tim, if you see on our horizontal board, there is a massive drop until Darius Alexander, and then an even more massive drop to our
Until
next.
Omar Norman Lott.
Tell them Omar and Norman Lott, and then who's after that?
Deion Walker, baby. Deion
Man.
Walker, baby.
You know, when we did all of our mocks, I don't think we had this many D tackles going as fast as they were. You know what I mean? We were easily able to come back around.
Well, my mocks did because I
That's-
probably drafted 3 or 4 or 8 of them.
That's true. That's true. I honestly am starting to get a little nervous because if we don't pick up either Alexander or Norman Lott, it does fall off. It goes to Deion Walker, Ty Robinson, Jamari Caldwell. I like Aeneas Peebles. You get the.
I mean, there's some names in there that I think that we liked a little bit, but again, you're right. You're going down, tier 15 on the board. We talked about, like you said, Peebles, Jordan Phillips out of Maryland, CJ West out of Indiana.
Yep.
JJ, is it Pegues out of Mississippi? So
we can just wait and take Thor Griffith. We'll be fine.
Oh, you would love that. You
I
would
would.
love that.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Alfred Collins to the Niners.
Oh, God.
Bob Sala was beating on that table in the war room like, you better go get me some meat for this line.
Have to deal with that big bastard for the next 10 years. That's wonderful.
Oh,
big
man.
bastard.
Sorry. All the children out there. Sorry. Alfred Collins.
That's tough. That's a great pick.
Whoa, we got breaking news from Bates here in the chat.
Uh-oh. What we got?
Breaking news from Bates. Per Matt Schneidman, Matthew Golden will wear number 81. Interesting. So
I don't know if
Malik
I like
Willis
that.
is coming off number 2 then.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'll talk about the Alfred Collins right there in order, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Jacob hit that one right away. Yeah, that was the best available. So now, and when we were talking about the gap, between the next best available, which is Darius Alexander, who we talked about earlier, but there's a long drop off before you get to, some good 3-techs or D tackles, really. I do think we can still get somebody, but it ain't looking great.
Man,
I'm almost hoping we do go corner now.
What is it, Jacob?
Yeah, no, I'm just my guys are starting to get, picked off one by one here. I definitely still like the idea of, I just can't believe Mike Green's fallen this far. When you look at this board, that's kind of crazy. You look at your Will Johnson, the Mike Green, Savone. You understand the injury stuff, and then obviously the off the field stuff. It explains why. Donovan Ezeraku, probably be the lack of size. Landon Jackson is starting to look better and better to me. I don't know. What do you guys think about that pick?
Pick us in.
Yeah, number 44. The Dallas Cowboys have selected Boston College defensive end Donovan Ezeraku. Wow.
All right.
He was number 29.
And in case you guys, yep.
What you gonna say,
Gosh,
Jake?
man. No, I was
Right
just
on
gonna say,
time.
unless
I
you're
was just talking about Mike Green, and it's like here's
Yeah.
another player picked before
So-
Mike Green.
Again, we put the purple box on him. We did our own research and we're like, yeah, that's kind of an ugly look. It's obvious that NFL teams agree. He is sinking on the board.
Big shout out to everybody in the chat too. 523 and counting watching us here on day 2. We appreciate it. Please click that like button, subscribe, scan that QR code, join the Patreon group, get the inside scoop.
Yeesh.
So who do we have on the clock now, Jacob?
All right. Yeah,
Indianapolis.
that's what Prince is saying. We got a little bit of a DN/edge run starting. Indy is on the clock as we speak right now. Yep.
That's a great point. Yeah, I'm already preparing myself. I don't think the Packers are going to go D-line today. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It's so sad.
In terms of the threshold for the Packers, Will Johnson obviously meets the threshold. You got the injury concerns. Savone Rebel meets the threshold, top 30 visit,
Mhm.
injury concerns. Landon Jackson and Nick Scorton, both threshold, right? Xavier Watts is not, believe it or not. Trey Amos obviously does meet the athletic threshold. So just some players to top of our board. Now, you talking about
Internet
defense
connection issue going on over on Clayton's end.
What's that, Jacob?